Hello, I hope all is going well for you guys and that you've enjoyed being back in school and now that the weather is starting to clear. My name is Jerry Price and I am over the H.I.R.E.D program as well as working for Western Benton County to help with some workforce development opportunities for our students. And so I'm here today to talk to you about a program that we are opening up for our students in both Western Benton County and all of the H.I.R.E.D schools to help you learn how to get your CDL or your commercial driver's license, which allows you to drive trucks of various sizes and opens up career opportunities in a lot of ways. Today's goals are that I'm going to kind of walk through what it takes to get your CDL, who should get their CDL, and then just tell you about the program that we're going to do, which is really to prep you for the written exam. Excuse me as I turn my phone off. Sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen, roll through some information, give you some dates. I'm not going to take a lot of your time today, but it's really just introductory and letting you know what we are working on. And so here we go. All right, so what we've developed is a series of classes that are going to be about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes long. They are on Thursdays in February. I'll get to those dates in a second. But really, they are to prep you for getting your commercial driver's license. So we're going to teach you all the steps that you need to take and exactly what you need to study. We also have opportunities for you to hear from professionals in the field, like truck drivers that are local, truck drivers that are over the road. So you can just hear a little bit about what they have going on. So far, I've got local places that allow 18-year-olds to drive trucks for their companies. Coca-Cola and SMG are the two that I've sourced so far, but I'm working on some others as well that you would be interested in hearing from. The good thing about obtaining a CDL is that it really helps with a lot of things. And those things really vary from driving over the road for, say, a Walmart or a JB Hunt or another, a hurricane type size of company, making well over $100,000 a year if you've got quite a bit of experience and you drive a lot. To being owner operators, they too, make very good money using their CDL and driving over the road. So Walmart, for example, starts out at about $90,000 per year, but you have to be well over 21 to work for them. You have to have 3 years of driving experience. And so not just anybody can go to work for that kind of money on the front end. You have to kind of cut your teeth, so to speak, and get some experience. And so we're offering this opportunity so that from the age of 18 to 21, you can get some experience driving if your ultimate goal is to be over the road and to make that very high paying wage. But there are lots of careers that actually need a CDL. And so we'll kind of walk through that a little bit here at the first. So who should get their CDL? Really, obviously, anyone that's interested in a truck driving job, anyone interested in becoming a diesel mechanic. So if you're going to be a mechanic, having a CDL is a big plus because you have to test drive trucks. Sometimes you have to go pick up trucks and drive them, from where they are to the shop. And sometimes you have to deliver trucks to customers. And so if you're going to be a diesel mechanic, having a CDL is definitely a positive. Most places that hire diesel mechanics pay a differential for having that CDL. So that means you get a raise. You make a little more money for having a CDL. Anyone interested in a career in construction? That may be one that you might not think about, but every construction company has people with CDLs that can haul their equipment. And so that's a really big one. Anyone that wanted to work for a municipality. So let's say that you want to be a lineman and, work in, as an electrician and as a lineman. for a municipality or for Carroll Electric or another, SWEPCO, any of those types of companies. Having a CDL is a huge deal because they drive big trucks to the lines that they're working on. And so they always, if you don't have your CDL, they're probably going to make you get a CDL before you're hired. And having a CDL is a plus for them. Anyone that would like to work for places like Amazon, Coca-Cola, local delivery type things, lots of jobs in that area, especially in Northwest Arkansas. Lots of jobs in the area of things like dump trucks and concrete trucks. So those two in Northwest Arkansas, there's just so much building happening and so much construction happening that those two are great areas to get your kind of feet wet, get opportunity to get some experience with driving. And we're going to hear from different companies on that as well. One question that I get sometimes is this career for guys only? And absolutely not. One of the career seminars that we had was from a lady that had been driving since she was like 18 years old. And she'd made a career of driving over the road. And then once she needed to be at home more, she started driving locally. And it has been a great career for her. You can see on the document that I have here, as well as your coach, or if you're in Siloam Springs, Mr. Shoemaker has this document. You can go to the Women in Trucking site, and you can see a lot of women that work in this field. So yes, anybody can do this job. What can you do with a CDL at age 18? So at 18, you do have some restrictions, and those restrictions are basically that you cannot cross state lines. You can do any of the driving that anybody else does, as long as the company allows you to do that and their insurance policy allows you to do that, but you can't cross state lines. So unfortunately for us, we can't source some of the places for hiring that are just across the line in Oklahoma or just across the line in Missouri if you're required to drive across state lines. And so really you can do lots of things, but some things that are very typical are delivery jobs, concrete dump trucks, feed trucks, and then municipalities, and using your CDL to work for a city, for an electric company, or a construction company, and you're one of the people that drives when you deliver equipment. So those are different areas where a CDL would be useful at age 18. What we are going to do is we've created a program that our goal was to start today, January 18th, but most of you are not in school today. And so we're doing this Zoom with me just recording to help get you kind of acclimated to the program. And so what we're going to do moving forward is that we are going to do several days in February. You can see the days here. It's all Thursdays in February, the first 4 Thursdays in February from 9 till about 10:15. We've got some speakers that will speak to you, and then we'll do some test prep during those sessions as well. So what do you need to do? One, you have to turn 18 this spring. So preferably before school is out, you need to be turning 18. You cannot purchase your packet that allows you to sign up to get your CDL written exam taken until you are the age of 18. And so our goal is like by February 1st, we would love for you to have your packet. It's not an absolute requirement because we know that many of you will turn 18 in March or April. So if you can, we would like for you to get your packet. What that means is you go to the revenue office, and you just tell them that you need to purchase your packet to get your CDL written exam. And that revenue office, same revenue office that you would go to get your driver's license or anything else done. And those are around Northwest Arkansas. It does have a cost to it. That cost is $50 for the packet. And this is just the packet that allows you to take basically your driver's permit test. And so what we'll do is we'll follow this up. You have to have the packet and you have to have your DOT physical. DOT stands for Department of Transportation, and every truck driver has to take a physical in order, one, to take your written exam, And then also you have to have that physical to sign up for the 4-week NWTI truck driving school. So that right now is being paid for through a grant with the Office of Skills Development so that it is at no cost to you, the student. And so once you are 18, you've purchased your packet, you've gotten your DOT physical, and we'll talk more about where you can get those done on February 1st. You get your physical, then you can sign up to take your written exam. And our goal is that during the month of February, we prep you for that exam or those exams. There are multiple ones that you can take, and that we get you prepped for those exams. And so we'll have more information on that as we go through the sessions. So step one is to tell your coach or Mr. Shoemaker that you're all in and that you want to do this course, that you want to work on getting your CDL license. And then step two is for you to go pick up your packet. If that cost of $50 is a big, big deal for your family and a big, big hit for you, talk to your career coach and see if there's any money available for you with the schools. Otherwise, it's $50. You buy the packet, you pick it up. And then thirdly, you'll go get your DOT physical. We're going to reserve February for getting that physical. You don't have to have it until it's time to sign up to take your exam. And so that first week in February, we're going to talk about those physicals and how we can get that done. Next, you participate in our study sessions and study on your own. So just like everything, there are lots of YouTube opportunities and all kinds of online help and apps that you can download to help you start to study for your exam. And so we're going to show you exactly which app we feel is best and what we've been told is the best app for students to use. And then we'll do that on February 1st. We'll also, with that packet, you'll have the opportunity to do some things, and there'll be some things in there to help out as well with those kinds of things. So right now, let's kind of go through these kind of thought processes. So these are the dates again. It's on Zoom. There is only one Zoom link, and we'll be using that same link every week at the same time. I will also be recording the sessions so that if for some reason, let's say you have a course in your school day and you simply can't be there at 9 to 10:15 because it's really important for you not to miss that, then you can pick up and get the recording from your career coach or Mr. Shoemaker. Prior to taking the written exam, I've already talked about this, you have to have your physical. If you are local to the Gentry area, Dr. Tucker gives those physicals. There's also a chiropractor in Fayetteville that gives those physicals. And I can't remember that name off the top of my head, but I'll get it to you as soon as we get into February 1st. I'll have that nailed down. At the end of February 2024, that's when we want you taking your written exam. And so on February 1st, we're going to talk about DOT physicals. We hope that in that second week, you'll be getting your physical, and then that you can go ahead and sign up for the date to take your driver's test. I don't know if that timeline is really reflective of something that's realistic, but we're hopeful that at the end of February, you'll be taking your written exams, and your coaches are going to help you with that part of getting signed up and all of those things. Then once you have taken your exam and passed it, we're ready. I'm looking right here. Our goal time would be March 1st. It may be a little later than that to sign up for the 4-week NWTI CDL course. This is 4 weeks. It is every day, all day long. And so we're trying to get you to do that as soon as school is out. There is one session that starts at the end of April, the first part of May, right in there. And so for those seniors graduating, we feel like you might be able to get into that one. Otherwise, it will be June would be the first opportunity. And then participate in the study sessions that complete your 15-hour online portion of the course. Okay, so when you sign up with NWTI, there is a 15-hour online part of their course, and we're going to help work with that and support you through that if you can get signed up early enough. And so our goal is to help you even with that part of it, set aside time for you to work on that 15-hour online part. Then April, our goal, again, this isn't nailed down or set in stone, is that we could have a couple of different school districts help with bus driver training. So why bus driver training? Obviously, the need for bus drivers is tremendous. But one of the ways that people use their CDL a lot is as a side hustle, driving bus. And so they drive buses for athletic events. There are private companies that do tours and things like that. And so there are people that live in Northwest Arkansas that as a side hustle make really good money doing bus driving. And so we wanted to give some extra opportunities there, but we're still working on that part of our experience. In the summer of 2024, attend the school 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. I've got dates in here for when those opportunities are available. And we hope that we can get you signed up for this April 29th and work with your school for seniors who are not quite finished yet. Not sure if that can work out at your particular school or not, but that is something we're working on. We also are I'm meeting with NWTI to work on some other opportunities, hopefully to get potentially cross our fingers, a second round of opportunities for us to do this before school is out during the last 9 weeks. But that is a long shot, but it is something I'm attempting to get going. Who would be a qualifying student to participate in our test prep program? You gotta be a hard worker. You need to be timely. You gotta have good workplace communication skills. So these are the people that we want to put forward out of our program. So you need to be thinking about these kinds of things. Am I a hard worker? Do I show up on time? Do I communicate well and ask good questions? You have to be able to do hard things. This is what I know about students in Northwest Arkansas, and the students in particular that we serve, is that you've gotten a bad rap. There are many, many adults that feel like our students now are soft and that they're weak. And I actually see tons and tons of kids that are the exact opposite of that. I need young men and women to come through this program that are not soft, that are not weak, and that can do hard things. Kids, people, adults with grit, tenacity, and perseverance. Those are the people we're looking for. These types of jobs are not easy. They're not for soft people. We need you to be one that can do work, that can get out, and loading and unloading and delivering and all of these things, especially if you're going to be in the construction field. And we're looking at, people who are building homes, building hospitals, building massive buildings, as well as small buildings. That has to be done when it's hot and when it's cold. And when you're delivering concrete goes out every single day, no matter what the weather. And so almost every single day, no matter what the weather. But we need people that are able to step up to that and say, I'll work when it's hot and when it's cold, and I'll bust my knuckles doing what has to be done. Those are the people that we need, and that's who we're looking for this career pathway. You do have to be 18 at the time of purchasing your packet. And so everything hinges on that. Don't worry if you're not, or if you turn 18 in the summer, you can still participate and get prepped for that. You have to have a current driver's license. So if you don't have your driver's license, this program isn't for you. You need to get that first. You have to have a car driver's license before you can participate in this program. You also have to have a U.S. birth certificate or an official seal that was issued by the state. And so if you were born in Arkansas, these can be picked up for a few bucks, $12, $14, something like that, and any of the health departments, and they'll print it out for you right there. And so you can talk to your coach or Mr. Shoemaker if your parents can't find your birth certificate. Then you can get that at the health department. If you were born in another state, you would have to get that through that state's, like the way that their state does that. And I don't know, each state is very different, but typically you just go online for Texas and say, order birth certificate, and you'll find it. You could also use a U.S. passport. You could use a certificate of naturalization. a certificate of U.S. citizenship, your certificate of birth abroad if you were born in another country, but you are a citizen of the United States, or a permanent resident card. And so that is another way to show your identity. You have to get the physical. I've said that over and over. I can't say that enough. You have to have the physical and the paperwork for your physical in hand at the time of your written exam. So whenever you take your written exam, you have to have your birth certificate or one of these other things, and you have to have the paperwork from your DOT physical in your hands to take your written exams. So that's really important to make sure that you have them with you, and we'll remind you as time gets closer. And you must be on target to graduate high school on time to participate in our program, and that's going to be all of you guys. So in this document, there are a few things here, and you're going to get this electronically from your coach. They'll send it to you upon your request. And so there's information here for the written exam. So when I click on this link, basically it's just going to talk to you about the learner's permit and what that looks like and how you sign up for it. And then I have to move something out of the way. Hold on. And then sorry, I have too many tabs open. I'm sure you can relate at times. Yeah, we also have a link to sign up for your written exam here. So you simply click on that, and then it'll go through, it gives you this notice, and then boom, make appointment. And so we'll be able to coach you on that as time goes by. There's a study guide for your CDL here, and then there are practice tests here. And then we're also going to give you some information on the app that we think is best. And I can show it to you now on my phone, so that you can see which one it is. So the app that you are looking for, and hopefully you can see this, it's wanting to blur it. Let me turn off my blur, the background. Hold on just a second. Okay, so if you look right here, do you see that steering wheel? And I know it's reversed in your view, but that steering wheel, and it says CDL Prep. That is the app that we are recommending. And it has been recommended to me that once you can pass those written exams and those practice exams at about a 90% rate every time you do it, you're prepped, you're ready to go. We'll also learn in that first session, we'll learn more about the different add-ons that you can get. So when you have a CDL, you don't just get one license, you get a license, and then it's got some other things that come with it, like driving a bus is a special type of license, and driving hazardous materials is a special type of license. And so we'll talk about those in session 1. And then we also will have this page of CDL prep information. And so we'll go over that more on February 1st. So that pretty much concludes today's session and what today's session was about. I was very hopeful that we could do question and answer so that I could write down all of your questions. But how we'll handle that instead is if you will simply get your coach, write down the questions and have your coach or Mr. Shoemaker to email me, then I will get that answered, get your answers for you, and we will go from there. So I am very excited to be working with you guys, looking forward to what we have going on. And I will see you guys on February 1st, as long as the weather is good. All right. Have a great day.